Your friend sends you a message. A celebrity just got caught in something huge. Scandal, drama, public meltdown. You read it. Nothing. A coworker brings it up at lunch. Everyone at the table has an opinion. You sit there realizing you genuinely don't care. Not in a superior way, not even in a conscious way. The story just slides past you like it's written in a language you used to speak. This isn't random. Your brain is doing something very specific, and it started long before you noticed. A group of friends debating a famous breakup at dinner. You contribute nothing because you have nothing. You're not withholding an opinion, you genuinely don't have one. You open an app and celebrity content just doesn't register. Your eyes move past it the way they move past ads, automatically, without effort. The strange part is there's no friction in any of this. The interest didn't slowly drain away. It just stopped being there one day. Here's what makes this stranger. There was a time when you were genuinely plugged in. You knew who was feuding with who. You followed certain careers like ongoing stories. That version of you wasn't performing interest. It was real. So what happened between then and now? You didn't decide to stop caring. You didn't wake up one morning and choose indifference. You made no announcement, no decision, no conscious shift. The caring just quietly left the building, and you were never handed a reason why. Here's what was actually happening. When your sense of self is still forming, when you're still figuring out who you are and where you fit, the brain actively looks for reference points. Psychologists studying identity development found that people unconsciously use cultural figures to map their own values, tastes, and social position. Celebrities function as a kind of scaffolding, external structures that help support something still being built inside you. But scaffolding is only useful while construction is happening. Once your internal sense of self becomes more defined, once you develop a clearer sense of what actually matters to you and why, the brain quietly reclassifies celebrity information as irrelevant to the self. Not rejected, not hated, simply filed under no longer needed. The emotional reward signal that celebrity news once triggered just stops firing, because your brain no longer needs it to build anything. Watch how this plays out in real life. Your friends are genuinely engaged. The story matters to them. You sit there, noticing that the emotional gap between their reaction and yours feels enormous. Not uncomfortable, just real. This doesn't mean one response is better than the other. It just means your attention moved somewhere else. Where you are in your own development shapes what feels worth noticing. It's not that your mind is empty. It's full, just occupied with entirely different things. And here's the part nobody notices. Once the brain stops using celebrity culture as an identity mirror, something quietly reorganizes. You find yourself drawn to people whose work you can actually use. Creators, thinkers, people solving problems that feel real to you. Not because you consciously decided to be more serious, because your filter shifted. What you pay attention to has become a reflection of where you are, not a judgment of anyone else. You didn't outgrow celebrity culture. Your brain finished using it. The indifference you feel isn't coldness. It isn't superiority. It's the quiet that follows the end of construction. That version of you that followed every story, tracked every name, cared about every feud. It wasn't fake. It was just building something you no longer need to build.